Hi friends, welcome to Art in Purulia. I am Torit Mato. Today we'll see pastel colors. In the last episode we had seen colored pencils. If you have tried out colors, you would have realized that having basic knowledge of colors is very helpful. A frightening terminology used to describe the basic knowledge of colors is color theory. But don't get frightened and learn how each color behaves with other. If you know how to mix colors to make any other color and change the brightness and intensity of a color, you have mastered the art. Pastels are extremely interesting medium and I'll deal with the subject like this. First we'll see what are pastels actually. Then we'll see the basic types of pastels. Thereafter we'll see each pastel type separately, the materials required, basic techniques and some tips about each type. We'll also see a demonstration at the end of each type. Since it's going to be a bit long, I'll cover soft pastels in this part and oil pastels and water soluble ones in the next part. So, what are pastels? The term pastel comes from its Italian name pastello, which was derived from the word pasta, meaning paste. Pastels are basically pigment mixed with a binder of some kind, which is then rolled or pressed into a stick. More expressive than color pencils, but more manageable than paint. So they fall somewhere between a drawing and a painting tool. Pastels are quite popular for its ease of use and its luminous and vibrant colors. It's ideal for a beginner wanting to make the transition from drawing and sketching to painting. Pastels are suited to all types of images or paintings. They can capture a dramatic landscape or a quiet still life, a domestic scene, or even a moody portrait. Another advantage of the medium is that you don't have to organize a palette or prepare a painting surface before you begin work. There is no need for water or turpentine or any other equipment to clean when you finish. Let's see basic types of pastels. Pastels broadly are of three varieties: chalk pastels, which are a bit dusty, which are also referred as soft pastels, though they come in two varieties, soft and hard. Then there are oil pastels and water soluble pastels. Both the chalk variety as well as the oil variety again come in soft and hard form. The soft pastels are made by binding dry pigment in some kind of gum and some filler. In case of oil pastels, the binder is oil and wax, and in case of water soluble ones, it's gum arabic. In artist quality pastels, the filler is very less and the sticks are almost pure pigments, and that's why you will find the colors quite saturated and vivid. Now let's see soft pastels. Though commonly recognized as soft pastels, the non-oily variety or the chalk variety come in soft form and hard form. The soft ones are more chalky and breaks and spreads easily, and the hard ones don't break easily but difficult to spread. You also get the pastels in pencil form, which are very good for fine details. You also get pastels in pan form, which look like the makeup kits the ladies use. They can be spread easily over large areas and blend very well. You can find all the varieties in square as well as round shapes, large and small in size. But the soft pastels mostly come in square shape. Moreover, you can choose from as many as 300 shades or even more if you please. But I feel too many shades just ruins the fun of playing with colors. The paper for painting should not be absolutely smooth, else the pastel will slide away. There has to be some roughness or tooth to hold the pastel material. You can get papers specially made for pastels, or even cold pressed watercolor papers would also work. Many artists prefer to use toned paper, that is, some kind of shade is already applied on the white paper. So you can choose if you please, depending on the subject, and the most prominent color in that picture probably you can choose. Though for painting with pastels, just the pastels and paper is good enough, I'll suggest some optional materials which may be of some help. A kneaded eraser, if at all you need to remove something, a kneaded eraser or even a piece of soft bread will come to help. In my view, it's better to layer over the mistake than trying to erase. In any case, do not try any other eraser other than kneaded eraser. To lift out anything out of an applied surface, the eraser can be gently placed, pressed a little and lifted up. That will lift up the layer. Then you may need a painting brush with some stiff bristles like hog hair, which can help you in achieving a smooth blend. Also a soft cleaning brush for cleaning the debris, though it's advisable to keep the paper at an inclination so that while drawing the pastel dust produced drops to the bottom. Many times we feel comfortable working on paper keeping flat on the table. In such occasions, we need to often keep cleaning the paper surface. Wiping with hand may smudge the surface. A gentle sweep with a soft brush does the job very nicely. You may also require a piece of sandpaper for sharpening the pastels to draw sharp lines and marks. You also will require a fixative spray for fixing the painting permanently on paper to avoid smudging. Techniques of painting. There are many advantages to using soft pastels, but the only drawback is that it creates a lot of dust while drawing. Hard ones don't make much dust and are good for details but are not rich in color. A combination of both create a good balance of vibrant color as well as fine details. Various techniques we can use are almost same as that of graphite pencil, charcoal or even color pencil, just with much more ease and adding vivid colors. For mark making, we can make lines of varied value, width and shape by varying pressure and changing face of the stick. We can draw lines following a particular direction, that is hatching, and the opposite direction also, that is cross hatching, to combine colors. Curved lines on a curved surface will help to describe its curved form. We can merge one color into another to create seamless color transitions by blending. You can use a finger or a cloth to gently rub one or several colors placed side by side into one another. Rather than blending colors smoothly, you can load the paper generously with color and allow the layers of pastel colors to mix visually by layering. Apply one color lightly over the other to suggest texture. That's the process of scumbling. Try using the side of soft pastels over hard so that the underlying colors don't move. Feathering is the making of quick, light, linear, parallel strokes with the tip of the pastel to modify a base color. The method of applying small dots or dashes to describe form and tone or build an area of color through optical mixing is stippling. Graffito is a way of scratching the surface layer to reveal a contrasting color or the paper beneath. A good painting may have only one technique of application or almost all. Depends on the kind of effect you want to achieve. A finished soft pastel artwork should either be fixed with a fixative spray or framed with a glass cover to avoid smudging. Application of fixative slightly darkens the colors. That's why many artists avoid the fixative and put it behind glass. Now let's see some really helpful tips for good pastel paintings. Consider the surface, that is paper. Choose the right paper, white or toned, slightly smooth for detail work and rough for textured work. Build up colors in layers. Do not go for just single color. Building up in layers creates space and distance much easily. Sometimes mix the colors rather than applying the readily available shade. That will have not only variety but also will match with the overall color homogeneity. Have a mix of blended and unblended areas in your painting. Blended background and unblended foreground goes quite well. Use pastel pencils for details. Use black sparingly. Use rather darker tones as replacement, such as dark violet for shadows, dark green and brown for shadows of trees, and such uses. The chalk variety and oil or wax variety don't go well together, so it's better to use them separately. For cleaning, place the dirty pastels inside a bowl containing raw rice. A little shake will shake away all the dust from the surface. Work upright. Working at an easel rather than flat at a table ensures that any pastel falling off your support falls directly down and off the page, minimizing smudges and mudding of colors. Roll up sleeves to avoid accidental smearing. Draw in a well ventilated area that will allow you less exposure to dust. Protect the drawings, covering each drawing with a layer of acid free tracing paper that will limit smudging of pastels. And lastly, like colored pencils, this medium also takes time, so be patient. Though initial layers, it's better to be loose and fast. Now we'll see a demonstration of landscape using soft pastels. We have seen the types of pastels, the materials, techniques, and some tips about soft pastels and a demonstration. You can master the art only by practice. So pick up your pastels and start off. In the next video, we'll see oil pastels and water soluble pastels. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you.